Hello everyone. So far we have seen that in order to create a contract, there has to be a valid offer and acceptance for a lawful consideration. In this presentation, the focus would be on the capacity to enter into a contract. In order to enter into a contract, the parties to a contract have to be competent or must have the capacity to enter into a contract. Now, when will a person be considered to be competent to contract? A person would be said to be competent to contract when he is a major, is of sound mind, and is not disqualified by any law to enter into a contract. Thus, according to Section 11 of the Contract Act, a minor, a person of unsound mind, and a person disqualified by law are not competent to enter into a contract. Now, who is a minor? A minor is a person who is below 18 years of age, where a guardian is appointed for his person or property under the Guardians and Wards Act, or where a minor's property is looked after by a court of wards, he attains majority on completion of 21 years. The law protects the minors against their own inexperience and against possible improper designs of the experienced. The law preserves a minor's rights and estate, that is, personal and proprietary rights, excuses him for his lapses, and assists him in his pleadings. That is, law plays the role of a guardian to minors. An agreement with a minor as well as by a minor are void ab initio, that is, not operative at all. However, the law does not hold him incapable of receiving profits and hence can be a beneficiary of an agreement. A minor's agreement cannot be ratified by him on attaining majority because the agreement does not exist in the eye of law. Where he had received any benefit under a void agreement, he cannot be asked to compensate or pay for it. Even where the minor misrepresents his age and induces a party to enter into an agreement with him, he can neither be sued in the contract nor in tort. Thus, where a minor mortgaged his house in favor of a moneylender to secure a loan of rupees 20,000 and the mortgagee paid a sum of rupees 8,000. When he sued the moneylender for setting aside the mortgage, it was held that mortgage was void and was cancelled. Moneylender's request for repayment of the amount advanced to the minor as a consideration for mortgage was also not accepted. The agreement entered into by a minor cannot be specifically enforced. He cannot enter into a contract of partnership and he cannot be adjudged insolvent. Under Section 68 of the Contract Act, a minor is liable to pay from his property for necessaries supplied to him, though he is not personally liable. This exception is intended to ensure that the minor survives with the necessary goods and services supplied to him. In order to make a minor liable for necessaries, it is not necessary that there should exist an agreement between parties because here the claim arises not from a contract but from a quasi-contract. A minor can be an agent and he binds the principal without being personally liable for it. Parents and guardians will not be liable for the contract entered into by him, even for supply of necessaries, unless the minor acts as an agent of the parent or guardian. Now, can persons of unsound mind enter into a contract? A person of unsound mind cannot enter into a contract. A person who is entering into a contract must be able to understand the terms and conditions of the contract and rationally judge the effect of the contract upon his interests. A person suffering from spells of unsoundness of mind cannot enter into a contract when he is under the spell of unsoundness of mind. Therefore, a lunatic who suffers periodical insanity with lucid intervals can enter into a contract when he is of sound mind. An idiot is a person who lost his mental powers completely and does not understand even ordinary matters. Thus, an agreement with an idiot is altogether void. The position of a drunken person is similar to that of a lunatic as he suffers temporary incapacity when he is so drunk as to be incapable of forming a rational judgment. Persons of unsound mind are liable for the necessaries supplied to them or their minor dependents. Here also, it is not the personal liability, but it is liability of their estate or property. Who are the other persons who are disqualified by law from entering into a contract? Alien enemies who are subjects of the country which is not at peace with Indian Republic are not capable of entering into a contract with an Indian citizen during war. Contracts entered into before war are suspended or dissolved. They will be dissolved when they are against public policy or are beneficial to the enemy. Foreign sovereigns and representatives of foreign state can enter into contracts and enforce them in our court. But they can be sued in our courts only after obtaining sanction of the central government. So far as the statutory corporations are concerned, their capacity to enter into a contract is limited by the statute governing it. Regarding companies registered under the Companies Act, its capacity to enter into a contract is regulated by the Memorandum of Association and the provisions of the Companies Act. When a debtor is adjudged insolvent, his property vests in the official receiver or assignee, and the insolvent is deprived of the power to deal with his property. A convict, while undergoing imprisonment, is incapable of entering into a contract. Thus, capacity to contract is another aspect which decides the enforceability or otherwise of an agreement between parties. Thank you.